does Trump's fluctuating tone between advocating for a ceasefire and criticizing both Putin and Zelensky affect the prospect of a peace process?
Yes. Well, thank you for having us today. And in light of recent fast-moving developments, this is an excellent question. As you rightfully pointed out, we are seeing that Trump no longer has the leverage he thought he was going into these negotiations with. We are seeing that his negotiations on the surface appear to be progressing with Putin and Russia, and then also with Abbas Araghchi of Iran. We are seeing negotiations appear to be productive, even though other sides are saying they're cautious, they want to see developments proceed further. However, what we're seeing here at home is that Trump's ability to negotiate is severely hampered by divisions here within America, as well as deep divisions within the Republican Party between the Republican America First wing and the Republican military industrial complex wing that wants to keep these wars going. Meanwhile, the Democrats are in a disarray, so they are not meaningfully contributing to our foreign policy. However, Trump is going through a rapid reassessment. The things he campaigned on, ending the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, he is realizing that is not as easy as he thought. We have no leverage over Putin and Russia. We only have leverage over Ukraine. And as we've seen, the resistance from Zelensky is the newest obstacle to the peace process.
But the
And then also,
backtracking that, I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off there, but, the problem here it may, or maybe seen as that Trump sometimes comes out with like these ideas, as you said, end the war in 24 hours, and then he backtracks. What does this mean for U.S. diplomacy in this region?
yes, this has dealt a devastating blow to our diplomacy, and it has also weakened Trump's appearance. His backtracking makes him appear to be weak or to lack resolve, or more importantly, to not have a coherent strategy when he makes these statements. So we find ourselves in a trade and tariff war with China. We find ourselves in this position with Russia where we are pushing for a peace that we cannot broker. And also in the Middle East, we are seeing Trump make these statements such as there will be hell to pay. And then in cooperation with our allies, such as Israel in the Middle East, then we are unable to carry through any of Trump's statements. So his belligerent statements, his assertions, his loud provocative statements that we are not then able to carry through do make us appear weak. It calls into question Trump's negotiating ability. And even though we are seeing progress, such as, for example, with Iran, Trump also has to be careful because he is being undermined on these fronts by factions within the American government, such as the Israeli lobby and even members within his own party who are pushing for war at all costs, even if it weakens the United States, our reputation. So we lack a coherent strategy. Trump appears to be in over his head with his great reset.
Yes.
However, we are backed in a corner and we have no choice but to keep moving forward, and we will see how this goes.
Okay, Mr. Wong, I think you may have gotten what Ms. Chapman just talked about how, the U.S. administration seems to be backtracking, therefore may seem slightly weaker when it comes to diplomacy. Why has Beijing refused to re-enter trade talks despite Trump's public claims of progress? Is this due to the fact that they're not taking it very seriously, for instance, or are they saying maybe U.S. diplomacy is not quite there right now?
Good afternoon. Because this tariff war is launched by the U.S. and the Chinese aim is to cancel all unilateral tariff measures against China and stop its economic and trade suppression. And also China's position is consistent and clear. And we, if they fight, we will fight. But the door for negotiation are open. If the U.S. want to talk,
But there's a refusal from
the
Beijing to re-enter trade talks. Is that not right? This is a statement that came out that there was no phone call between Trump and Xi.
Because the China wants the USA to cancel all the unnatural tariff against China firstly, and then begin the talk and dialogue. Because the dialogue and the negotiation must be based on equality and respect and mutual benefits. Because it's the USA which launched the tariff war against China firstly, initiate the war, and then China's position is clear. It should show its willing to talk with China equally and consider all the unilateral tariff measures against China.